Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video from me. So in today's video, we are going to be looking at my top 10 most expensive PlayStation 2 games. I've done this twice before on the channel. The last time I did this was 10 months ago, so it's been quite a while. So for the purposes of this video, I go by what CEX sells the game for. However, that's not always accurate, so another good way to do this is perhaps eBay sold listings, etc, etc. But just to make things simple, for the purposes of this video, I'm going by CEX's sold price. As you will have seen in last week's video, I am also doing a video game clear out, so you will see my entire PlayStation 2 collection. Maybe next week's video, I don't quite know when, but you will see it at one point. But for now, this is my top 10 most expensive PlayStation 2 games. Numbers 10, 9 and 8 are actually a three-way tie, so you could really change 10, 9 and 8 however way you'd like. But for the purposes of this, let's say this is number 10, and it is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds. So this costs you £12 to buy on CEX. This was number 8 on my list 10 months ago, and there has been no price increase in that time, so staying at £12, Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds. At number 9, also of course at £12, is Bratz Rock Angels. Funny enough, I can't believe this would cost you £12 to buy at CEX. Now this didn't actually make the top 10 months ago, however I did have it as an honourable mention, and it cost £10 then. It now costs £12, so that's a price increase of £2 in the last 10 months. And coming in at number 8, again at £12, this was number 7 last time, and that is Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life Special Edition. So this has gone down one space since the last video I did. And last time it was also £12, so there's been no price increase on this either. So coming in at number 7, we have Dark Chronicle, which is the sequel to Dark Cloud. You will see Dark Cloud a little bit later. Now, if you were to buy Dark Chronicles today, it will set you back £15. This was number 6 last time that I did this. I was going to say last year, but 10 months ago isn't quite a year. So again, this has moved down one spot. And 10 months ago, this would have cost you £12. So there's been a £3 increase, and it currently costs £15. Then I told you you'd see it. In at number 6 is, of course, Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud will cost you £22 if you were to buy it today. Now, this was number 4 on my list 10 months ago, so this has moved down 2 spaces. It was £18. Again, it's now 22, so that is a £4 increase. Here is number 5, and this is actually tied with number 4, so again, these two can be interchangeable. And this is the only sort of special edition on my list. So this is a steelbook, it's a tin, and this is of course Resident Evil 4, the limited edition. So if you were to buy the Resident Evil 4 collector's tin today, it would cost you £25. This is actually a new addition to the list. When I did this list 10 months ago, I didn't have this game in my collection, so this is a brand new entry to the list. Okay, now moving on to number 4 on my list, we have Shadow Hearts from the New World. So no surprises what's going to come up in a moment. Now, Shadow Hearts from the New World was number 5 on my list 10 months ago, so this has actually moved up one space. This one is the most surprising increase for me, because Shadow Hearts from the New World is, well, I don't know, I was going to say arguably, but I don't think it is arguably. It is the worst game in the Shadow Hearts franchise. Now, if you were to buy this today, it would cost you £25. Again, it was number 5 on my list last time, so it's moved up one space. And 10 months ago, it only cost you £15. So there's been a £10 increase since the last time I did this video, which doesn't surprise me. And I did say 10 months ago that it was a good time to buy Shadow Hearts from the New World if you wanted to buy it, and it turns out I was right. I'm surprised I was right a little bit, but I think this franchise will always hold its value. So yes, coming in at number 4, Shadow Hearts from the New World. So to nobody's surprise, coming in at number 3 is Shadow Hearts Covenant, the second game out of the 3 in the Shadow Hearts franchise. There is Kudelka as well, or Kudelka, no matter what you say, but that's on PS1. Anyway, Shadow Hearts Covenant, it cost you £38 today. This was also number 3 on my list last time, and there has been no price increase. So the third game in the franchise has increased by £10. The second game, which is, again, not arguably better, has not increased at all. That does shock me. So 10 months ago, this was £38, and now it's still £38. And now we're getting to the interesting part, the CEX rarities. So coming in at number 2, my second most expensive PlayStation 2 game is of course Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So this would set you back £65 without a manual, £70 with a manual, and £90 in mint condition. Now, as I showed you last time, unfortunately, my copy does not have a manual. which means my copy is only worth £65. Now, I say only, but I think that's quite expensive for a video game, to be honest. There's no rule of rose or haunting grounds or anything over here. Sorry to spoil the video. I don't tend to spend too much on video games, to be honest. So £65, I think, is quite a lot. Now, how much did this cost 10 months ago? £42 without a manual. So that means that there has been a £23 increase over the last 10 months. To absolutely nobody's surprise, if you've been on this channel for a while, coming in at number 1 is still Shadow Hearts, the reigning champion for 3 videos in a row. So, how much would this cost you today? £45 without a manual, £80 with a manual. So how much is that manual worth? This manual is worth, just think about this for a second, £35 for a manual, for a piece of paper. £35. That, to me, is insanity. So, £45 with no manual, £80 with a manual, and £90 mint. Now, as we discussed in the previous video, the manual has a little bit of writing on it, so I'll show you quickly. So I don't know if you'll be able to see in this light. There you go. But there is some writing on my manual, unfortunately. The disc, however, is mint. So we had a bit of a discrepancy 10 months ago. Now, I can't see anywhere that the manual has to be pristine in order to get that price tag. So, I mean, it probably does, but it doesn't say that. So you'll have to let me know if you have any information on that. But for the purposes of this video, that means this game is my most expensive game at £80. That is insane. So how much was it 10 months ago? It was £65. So a £15 increase in the last 10 months. But of course, it has not been dethroned yet. For 3 videos in a row, this is still my most expensive game, and well deserved because I absolutely love Shadow Hearts. And there you have it. So you'll have to let me know what you think of this video, what you think of the manual price. That, to me, is absolute insanity. It really is. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned because there's going to be lots of exciting stuff coming your way. I think it is anyway. And until next time, bye, Embers.